I look drunk. So, that was a quality intro. Anyway, we have my build team here. Hey, you want to say hi?
Hi guys. Yeah, I'm
Perfect.
back.
Yes, I played build battle with this kid. You may know him. Uh, I let him beat me. Don't worry about it. It was
Yeah.
all a fake game. Whatever. So today we have prepared 10 biomes that we think would be pretty cool. Some of them are, of course, a bit odd, but, still nice overall. And keep in mind these are only 11 by 11 plots, so they are a bit small, so we can't fit in a whole bunch. But just imagine that it would be enlarged. And I'm sorry for the FPS drop. I usually try to have higher quality videos, but obviously the shaders is quite limiting my performance. But do you want to introduce the first biome?
Yeah, we got the cherry blossom forest right here. Not the most original idea, but this tree looks pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. So in almost every video, you're gonna find a cherry blossom idea, and we tried to make, well, it is a bit small plot, so we can't include a lot, but we tried to make it, custom design. So we didn't really just credit or anyone or source anyone while looking at these. So it's like original take on an unoriginal concept. So moving on. Biome number 2 is going to be the roof forest. This is my personal favorite. I just love how it looks down here. It looks so relaxing, and the sun coming through looks like one of those spiky fruits that hurts you when you try to touch it, but you can throw it at your siblings. So ignore that reference. It looks really lovely. And what we did here was we just made 2 custom jungle trees and, just put a bunch of leaves around them. And obviously, if this was a real biome, there'd be way more trees and they'll be clustered and there would just be this roof covering you. So, like a dense, shorter jungle. The cocoa beans definitely add a lot, and same with the fences. On the ground, we have sea pickles, a choice by me, which actually turned out to work quite well. Sea pickles are surprisingly utilizable in almost any environment, and thanks for just shifting on a sea pickle, man. Yeah, that's pretty much all we have. We have the same ground texturing, but we do have a bit more grass here, as this is more of a, jungly biome. So, any more thoughts?
I mean, the roof forest is already a biome. It's like the dark oak forest, I think. But I feel like the jungle biome, it's not like the canopy isn't thick enough, so this would be kind of cool to see.
Yeah, this is like a combination of the dark oak forest with the jungle biome, and it just looks so cool, and the vines and everything, I love it. And now, moving on to biome number 3. So, biome number 3 is a tropical beach. Right here, we have some slabs and everything, and once again, utilizing sea pickles, because they just look so good on the bottom of this little thing. This doesn't have to be a beach, per se. It can actually be like an island. But on the ground over here, we just use some simple stripped birch logs, as well as birch fences, buttons, and pressure plates, and occasionally put in some sandstone. It's a pretty simplistic biome, but it does look really cool. The palm trees themselves are mediocre. They could use a little bit of work, but I do think they look quite nice. And in the little water area, obviously this will go deeper as you progress deeper and further into the ocean. But the little depth here we have, by just adding slabs and stairs, now that can be waterlogged, it's just so cool. And I really like how this one turned out. So, biome number 4 is the Crystal Cavern. We used to have a Cave YTT posing over there, but obviously he had to be destroyed. Anyway, imagine you're in a ravine or just mining straight down like a god, and you just stumble upon this. This is actually a really lovely tunnel, although I'm not really sure caves classify as biomes. Something like this, a tunnel like this, a bunch of tunnels that just have this kind of depth and texture, that would be awesome to find. Definitely stained glass is a bit of a weird thing you'd find underground, but I think it really captures the essence of like crystals. And again, if these things were very rare, then it's okay, but you wouldn't have just random diamond ore everywhere in the cave. But the diamond ore texture does really complement this glass. So,
I mean, the color could be interchanged, but yeah.
Definitely. It could be like green or red or anything.
You have every ore in here, actually.
Yeah. Another thing you might want to note is that we use the dead horned coral block. This is kind of unorthodox because usually you only see stone textures. But any dead coral actually goes extremely well, and the floor is also textured with buttons and pressure plates. But that's really all I have to say for this biome. I feel like it's one of the most least realistic ones, but it is pretty cool when you look at it. Biome number 5 is the Nether Beach. Now, you don't see a lot of diversity in the Nether, which is why I don't think this one is very reasonable as well, because there's really just netherrack. And, it's quite odd to see this, but it's definitely something cool, and it's quite fun to look at. So the Nether Beach is a simple concept. We took a bunch of the Nether blocks and just, put them around. We have some fences here and there. Maybe that's a bit odd because you usually only associate them with temples. I forget what it's called, the Nether Fortress. But
Yeah.
a little way to, kind of welcome the lava. So instead of just having these huge pools, you have some nice little area right before you enter the lava. I don't know. I think it looks quite nice, and it would add a bit of diversity to the Nether. But it'd have to be added along with some diversity with the textures, because if you just saw this with a bunch of netherrack, it would be kind of odd and just stand out. Biome number 6 is the Frozen Lake. This is my personal least favorite because it's kind of choppy and it's a bit odd, but it is pretty cool nonetheless. So, if you guys don't know, this is kind of based off one of those Eskimo fishing traps, where like in whatever Alaska, I believe, they take like these little cages, drop them into the water, get some fish, pull them out, and there you go, food. I think we've done a really nice job creating that. I really like how this looks. And the little trees around it, this would be cool. I really like the mini tree concept because all the trees you usually find are just these massive spruce trees. Something I slightly dislike is the exploit of snow layers. It just seems to be like there's too much texture, but obviously that's only because Minecraft has that kind of feel, like simplistic. If things were more like this, I'm sure it would be much prettier. And, finding a lake in the middle of your ice, I don't want to say biome, because obviously this would be like its own thing. And maybe this would be enlarged if it was a real biome, but if you're in just a snowy area and you see a little lake, and it just has this little fishing trap and some nice ice little pillars, and just trees everywhere, I think that would be really cool. So, moving on to the next build. Biome number 7 is going to be the improved desert. Deserts in Minecraft are quite bland with just a bunch of sand and cacti and the occasional dead bush. What we have created here is something pretty cool. We have a bunch of little textures and there's these small tiny pores in the ground where you can just find a tiny bit more stairs and everything. There's littering the ground are a bunch of sea pickles, dead bushes, cacti, leaves. We set the biome to desert, so the leaves are a bit drier than usual, and of course this cool little texturing thing. I usually do this when I make like a rundown build, but I really like how the stair usage just, complements the feel of a choppy desert, and in this case, choppy is pretty well done. I also appreciate how the cactuses are quite small, and the dead bushes just add a lot to the environment. Once again, sea pickles are really viable because they just fit in quite well, especially in their dried state, kind of like mini cacti. Biome number 8 is the Waterfall biome. Excuse KYT, who's just taking a lovely bath in the water. But the Waterfall biome is one of my favorites. Okay, river is a biome, so that means waterfall definitely can be as well. Just a little area, obviously it's to be expanded in a real Minecraft world, but I think this is definitely, again, one of my top 3 favorites. Instead of using the typical puzzle ground like we've done for a few others, like the roofed forest and the cherry blossom, as well as the last one, here I decided to use grass and bone meal, which I think complements the waterfall really well. The waterfall is situated on this little hill, and it looks really nice building up towards the top. This would maybe connect it to a river because I don't really know how you would want it to look above, but from what we have here, it does look really nice. The rocks as well, just on the sides, sea pickles, again, complement the green theme very well. Biome number 9 is going to be the Everglades. If you guys have ever been to this kind of thing, another name for this is like a mangrove. If you guys have ever been to this kind of location, you know what I'm talking about. It's a bunch of trees that are just submerged in the water, and I think what we've created looks lovely. I really like how this looks, and I think the key feature here are the vines and lily pads. The dense feel, like the enshrouded feel, like the feel that you're kind of surrounded by everything. It's just compact. It's lovely. I really like what we've done here, and obviously this will be expanded into a much larger thing similar to a swamp. Once more, the ground is just coarse dirt and dirt with sea pickles every now and then, and the roots of the trees. So I've just plopped into the water, and it just looks so nice from this perspective. Everything around you is, obviously this is a bit of shaders that work here, but everything around you just looks so nice and peaceful, and if you definitely had a conduit that was hidden, of course, this look, I don't want to ruin the natural state. This is definitely one of the cooler things you'd find, and this, oh my god, my face looks like I'm like LSD or something. Yeah, definitely something that you would enjoy finding, because this is just such a relaxing area. And it might even be a realistic biome idea because it's not that bad and it can easily be resized just by adding more tree and more water. But that really wraps it up for this biome, and let's move on to the final biome of today's video. So the final biome of today's video is the autumnal forest. Based on the autumn season in real life, this lovely mix of all the red and orange and yellow shades, you know, makes these really poofy leaves, but makes this one of my favorite biomes, definitely. So I think this one would also be somewhat of a reasonable thing to put in Minecraft because it would add a bit of diversity to the regular forests that you'd find. Literally anything with custom trees is pretty good. Personally, I think this is the best use of podzol we've had because it really captures the fall essence with all the coarse dirt, podzol, and ferns. It's the first time we've used those, I believe, in the video. And these little carpets could be free carpets, but they could also they also do represent the leaves coming down from the trees, and I think that's really cute. The path here could actually be reasonable to include because we can lead up to this little wheat farm. This would be free wheat, unlike the villages that grow themselves. This could be like naturally spawning, it wouldn't be replanted. And I don't know, something about the wheat just looks really cool the way it's placed with the broken fences and everything. Like someone used to live here but they left, and like small lore aspects like that, just, you know, they're really cute and really cool. The scarecrow is a nice design. The hat is only a tad bit taller, which is what I really like. And an alternative to this is the Command Scarecrow, which is a T-posing armor stand with a pumpkin on top and leather armor. This one looks slightly better depending on who you ask. That one line prefers the Scarecrow that's T-posing. I prefer the vanilla no command one. But other than that, is there anything you want to say about this biome? Because I think it's awesome.
I mean, yeah, this is like a quite possible thing they could add. I mean, if they added another like a leaf kind of like fallen leaf kind of block that's like the carpet but just looks like leaves.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. And then the wheat over here, it looks like, I don't know, brown grass almost.
Yeah.
So if you found like an entire field of this that was spawned naturally,
that'd be awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then what you said about having this like abandoned kind of lore area. I mean, Minecraft is a bit mysterious. You don't know where a lot of the stuff comes from, like where the dungeons came from or something. It'd be pretty cool if something like this was added.
Yeah. So, well said, actually. Definitely one of my top biomes. And with that said, that really wraps up all I have for you guys today. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you all have enjoyed all these biomes. We worked quite hard on them, so be sure to leave a like. And yeah, once again, tell us which biome's your favorite. And we'll see you all next time. Bye. Comment if you want more collabs with Architectical, and comment for a part 2 when I beat him and build that when I actually try.
So tonight we losing this fight. Oh, so tonight is no one on outside who's gonna help our souls tonight.